learn about tenses. That was our first topic, I think, which I have given to you. Okay. So in this topic tenses, we are talking about present tenses, and basically this part is the extension of this topic tenses. Okay. Earlier you have read about tenses in your previous classes, but now we are talking that how tenses are used. How tenses are used. Okay. Now why we are talking about this extension of these tenses, whether you have learned in your previous classes, because these extensions are talking about the sense rather than the grammatical terms. Okay, they always talk about the sense, that in which sense a sentence is or a speech is delivered. Okay, so on basis of that, the sentence falls in certain category, either simple present, present continuous, like this. Okay, so we will be learning about that one. Okay, so first is simple present tense. Okay, so simple present tense can be used in many ways. We can see first one, as you can see, to express a habitual action. Okay, to express a habitual action. Now what is a habitual action? Habitual action is that action which occurs frequently, we can say. Okay, like, or in term habit. What is the meaning of habit? Again and again, the phenomena which occurs again and again. Okay, so he drinks tea every morning. He drinks tea every morning. Or we can say, I always drink coffee. Okay, I always drink coffee. Okay, now these two sentences express a habitual action. Okay, the event that occurs frequently. Okay, so for suppose in this sentence, he drinks tea every morning. So we are not talking only about this present day. We are talking also, the sense talks about the past morning, the previous morning. Okay, means the yesterday morning, and the morning which will be followed by this very morning. Okay, okay, means tomorrow morning. Okay, so he drinks tea every morning. The sense is, as you are understanding the sense, he drinks tea every morning. But as it is a habitual action, thus it represents the simple present tense. Okay, although this work was going on yesterday itself, and then completed, then started again this morning, then completed, will be followed next day maybe. Okay, so to express a habitual action, simple present tense is used. Now these both sentences comes under the category of simple present tense. Okay, second use we can see, to express general truths. To express general truths. Okay, so when we are expressing general truth or general facts, we may say, they just fall under the category of simple present tense. Like this, the sun rises in the east. It is a general truth. Honey is sweet. Again the same. Okay, so both these sentences are used to express general truths. Okay, they are defining a general truth, both these sentences. So simple present tense is followed in both these two sentences. Okay, third one is in exclamatory sentences beginning with here and there. In exclamatory sentences beginning with here and there, to express what is actually taking place in the present. Okay, now see it once again. In exclamatory sentences beginning with here and there, to express what is actually taking in the present. Okay, so for example, here comes the bus. Okay, see, as bus is approaching someone, for suppose someone is stopping at the bus stop. Okay, and bus is approaching towards the bus stop, and someone says, "Here comes the bus." Okay, now the movement of the bus is not stopped. Okay, it is continuous as it is approaching towards the bus stop. Okay, but what is the sense of this sentence is it is talking about what is actually taking place in the present. It is talking about the moment he foretold or spoke. Okay, the moment he spoke this statement, we are talking only about that particular time. Okay, when he what he did, when he saw the bus approaching towards the bus stop, he says, "Here comes the bus." For that moment only we are talking about, and sir, what is actually taking place in the present we are talking about. That's why it follows the simple present tense. Okay, likewise there it is in the second sentence, "There she goes." Okay, we will learn few more statements about how simple present tense is used. Okay, now students, we will talk more about simple present tense and how they are used in vivid narrative. Okay, you all are acquainted with this word narrative, and there is a storytelling. Okay, and as substitute for the simple past in vivid narrative, simple present tense is used when we are using it as a substitute for the simple past. Okay, for example, "It is a beautiful summer day in 1735." Okay, so now from this, "it is a beautiful summer day," it represents the present tense. But you may ask a question, we are talking about 1735. Now that's a matter of past. Okay, but in narrative we can use simple present tense as a substitute for the simple past. Okay, see, the sense of this sentence is of present. "It is a beautiful summer day in 1735." Means we are just referring 1735 as it is going on now, but actually this is a matter of past, and this story or this extract we are narrating, okay, it is a matter of past. Okay, so for simple past in narrative we can use simple present tense as a substitute. Okay, so "it is a beautiful summer day in 1735." Although we are talking or telling about a past story or event, but this sentence remains in the sense of simple present tense. Okay, likewise, "Sorab now rushes forward and deal a heavy blow to Rustam." Sorab and Rustam, the narrative. Okay, so Sorab now rushes forward and deal a heavy blow to Rustam. Now this event is happened earlier in past, but we are narrating the story as it is happening in the simple present. Okay, so this event of the simple past is substituted by simple present tense as "Sorab now rushes forward and deal a heavy blow to Rustam." Okay, now this sentence is in simple present tense, but rather it talks about a event which had happened in the past. Okay, now you will be more acquainted with these terms, that how the sense and tense work, okay, which we are talking about. Okay, now this one, to express a future event, okay, that is a part of a fixed timetable or fixed program. Okay, to express a future event, we can use simple present tense, that is a part of a fixed timetable or fixed program. Like we can say the match starts at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Okay, so to express a future event that is part of a fixed timetable or fixed program, we can say, for example, the match starts at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Okay, so now we are referring to a future event that is a part of fixed timetable or fixed program. The match starts at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Okay, like, but either we are referring to this future event, but this sentence, the match starts at 9 a.m. The match starts at 9 a.m. is simple present tense, while this whole sentence, as we can read, the match starts at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Now it tells about the express about a future event. Okay, understood? Now, children, we will learn few more uses of simple present tense. As you can see, it is used to introduce quotations. It is used to introduce quotations. For example, take this one. Kids say a thing of beauty is a joy forever. Okay, kids say a thing of beauty is a joy forever. Okay, remember this sentence is in simple present tense. Okay, although kids have said it long before. Okay, and what it say, like, have a look. Kids say, not kids said. Okay, kids say. We are referring to the see, kids have said this quotation long before, but in present time. Okay, in present tense we are referring to this quotation like this. Kids say, okay, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. Okay, as he saying in the present tense itself. Okay, so we have modified it a little bit. Like, see, look at this. Okay, not kids said. Okay, kids say a thing of beauty is joy forever. So to introduce quotations also, simple present tense can be used. Second one, it is used instead of the simple future tense in clauses of time and of condition. Okay, it is used instead of the simple future tense, okay, in clauses of time and of condition. Now what it means, I shall wait till you finish your lunch. Okay, I shall wait till you finish your lunch. Now see what it says, it is used instead of the simple future tense. Instead of simple future tense, it is used when clauses of time and of conditions are there. Okay, see first one, I shall wait. Okay, I shall wait, talking about a future action. Okay, and this one, till you finish your homework, is a condition. Okay, so this sentence talks about the time and of condition. So instead of simple future tense, I shall wait. Okay, like we can say, I shall wait till you finish your lunch. Now there is a condition that till you finish your lunch, I shall wait. Now he is talking about the present moment. He is talking about the present moment, means right from this moment I shall wait. Okay, if if it rains we shall get wet. Now there is a condition, if it rains we shall get wet. If it rains, we shall get wet. Now, these both are different. Okay, if it rains, that is a condition, we shall get, talking about the time, when we shall get wet. If it rains. Okay, so rather than referring to simple future tense, instead of simple present tense is used. Okay, like this. Okay. As in broadcast commentary on sporting events, where there is a stress on the succession of happenings rather than on the duration. Now have a look over this. What is saying? As in broadcast commentaries on sporting events. Okay, as in broadcast commentaries on sporting events where there is a stress on the succession of happening. What happens? Okay, rather than on the duration. Now, when there is commentary going on in a sporting event for you can say like football, okay, so the stress is on succession of happening. What is happening? We are talking about one event at a moment, then next moment, the next moment, like this, succession of happening rather than duration. What happened before is not, the stress is not on that, the duration of that event going on. Okay, so as you can see in commentary, it is like this, that for suppose that there is a football match going on, and if some footballer number A passes the ball to footballer number B, now footballer B moves forward with the ball, okay, and he tackles the ball with another player C, okay, and then he moves to the left, then to the right, and moves straight away towards the goal. He kicks the ball, okay, there is a goal. Okay, now this commentary is in simple present tense. Okay, and it is the succession of happenings or events one after another is stressed in this rather than of duration. Okay, for how much that event holds on. It is not important for how much duration we are talking about the event or process, but rather we are talking about the succession of happenings. Okay, that's all for this chapter. Thank you. Good morning, students. Earlier in the previous lecture we have learned about simple present tense. Now in this lecture we will learn about the present continuous tense. Okay, how they are used. First one is for an action going on at the time of speaking. Okay, so whenever the speaker is making the statement, okay, the event is still going on. For suppose this first one, C is singing. Okay, so at the time of speaking means when the speaker is telling this statement, C is singing, actual verb, okay, or actual event is taking place at the same time. Likewise, the boys are playing hockey. Okay, so at the time of speaking this statement, whenever the speaker makes this statement, the event is also going on simultaneously. Okay. Second one, for a temporary action which may not be actually happening at the time of speaking. Okay, for a temporary action which may not be actually happening at the time of speaking. For suppose, for example, I am reading Godam. Okay, so I am reading Godam means nowadays I am reading Godam, the book. Okay, and it is not necessary that I am reading it as I am saying like this. Okay, so it is not necessary that which may not be actually happening at the time of speaking. For a temporary action, an action which may not have been actually happening at the time of speaking, but actually the process or the event is in continuous form, means work is not completed. He is still reading the book, although he is not reading it at the time of when he is making this statement. Okay. Third one, for an action that has already been arranged to take place in the near future. Okay. Third one is for an action that has already been arranged, that somebody has to do that action or perform that action to take place in the near future. For example, I am going to the cinema tonight. I am going to the cinema tonight, and with this statement or the sentence, you can derive that A has already, that the event or action has already been arranged to take place in the near future. From this word you can see I am going. Okay, I am going was simply, when we are saying I am going, it represents simply the present continuous form, present continuous tense. Okay, for an action going at the time of speaking. But when we are saying I am going to the cinema tonight, so he is referring to a future action that have been not yet started. Okay, understood? Now students, we will see that few verbs on account of their meaning are not normally used in the continuous form. Okay, continuous form. And which are those verbs? Verbs of perception. Okay, perception means when we actually observe something, receive something from an idea or object, we may say, like see, okay, hear, smell, notice, recognize. Okay, all these words. For example, I can't say I am seeing this. Okay, rather I can say I am watching this, but not seeing this. So they are not used in the continuous form. Verbs of appearing, as something appear, look, seen. Okay, so verb of emotion also, want, wish, desire, like. Now we may ask the question that why these words are not used in the continuous form, because they are telling us about a state. For suppose we are talking about wish or desire, so what is shown? The state of mind. The thought is a stable thought. The thought is a stable one, is not continuing. Okay, it is rather a basic general stable thought. Okay, like this. Verb of thinking, think, suppose, trust, agree, all these. Now have mean possession, own, belong to, contain, consist of, be. Okay, except when used in the passive. Okay, it can be used in the passive in the form. Okay, passive form. And what is the passive form? Being. Passive form is being. So be can be used in the passive form using the ing form, but except from that, it cannot be used in the continuous form. Okay, so we will look out over few examples to understand this one. Okay, now look out for these few examples. First of all, the first one, these grapes are tasting sour. Okay, these grapes are tasting sour. Okay, now we taste, we cannot use the continuous form. Okay, rather than we can say these grapes taste sour. Okay, so what is the sense of this, that we can't use the continuous form? It is because, as you can see, the grapes taste sour. Okay, so when they are tasting sour, it represents the state of what? That already they are sour. Okay, now this state is, it is still, not ongoing. Okay, not ongoing. The state of being sour to the grapes is a still one, not ongoing. Okay, likewise C is seeming sad. So C is sad. Okay, C is sad. So C seems sad. Okay, already the state is there. Okay, it is not only we are not talking about in the continuous sense. Okay, so C seems sad, not seeming sad. Okay, so C seems sad, like he is having a cell phone, and having a cell phone means the ownership is still in continuous form. That can't be. He has a cell phone means the ownership is now, the sense of ownership has stopped to him. He has a cell phone. Now he has the cell phone means he is the owner of that cell phone. Rather than we can't say he is having a cell phone. Okay. For having a cell phone means two meanings can be extracted from it. Either he has a cell phone or either he is going to the market to buy one. Okay. So it is rather confusing. Not correct one. It can't be like this. He is having a cell phone. Okay. If he has a cell phone means he is actually the owner of the cell phone. Now the ownership is not a ongoing process. Okay. That's all for this chapter. Thank you.